Hi guys, good to see ya. Sorry about not doing a video this weekend. I've had some personal things happen that were just too much and very heartbreaking, and I need some time to figure that out. Um, but I wanted to come on here today and do a video that kind of, because it is April 1st, it's April Fool's Day, and like I said, before the healing journey began, I was a very, very, very funny person. Like, really funny. I have stories that I'll tell in the future that'll crack you up, but um, it's not. April Fool's Day isn't funny to me. It's a very, very triggering day, and I'm going to tell you why. And as I tell you why, I'm going to show you how gaslighting can really mess up your, I mean, it could be deadly. So what happened was, it was probably November, December of 1991, and the maternal figure had left myself and one of my siblings at Graham's house and left. Didn't come back to get us. We were abandoned. So, Graham was working, and Aunt Judith was over, and that sibling and I went to the park that was kind of connected by a fence to where Graham lived and where we were now living. So the park itself was like the old-fashioned metal, like there'd be a straight up ladder, and then like a circle hole and a platform, and you go on the platform and then you come around, there's another ladder, and up to the all where all the slides are. So the sibling and I were going up that, and I think the sibling went first from what I remember. Maybe not. But regardless, when they went, they slipped, and so one leg was like, this is where the hole to go down is. One leg was up, one leg was down, and they were caught, and they weren't breathing. They weren't able to breathe, and it scared the hell out of me. I thought they were gonna die. I didn't know what to do. I was 11, you know. So there were a group of guys off uh, playing basketball at the same park, and so I ran to them and I said, the sibling isn't breathing. I need help. Call 911. And they all went, ah ha ha ha, April Fools. I didn't even remember what day it was. I just knew that I had an emergency and I thought my sibling was going to die. So I'm like, I like adamantly going, no, this is real. Please help me. Help them. They're gonna die. Oh, for real funny, real funny. Now, being a kid who already was being gaslit on the daily from birth, being gaslit here, I just remember feeling like incredulous and bewildered and terrified. And I thought about, there were houses across the street, and I thought about running over to one of the houses and just knocking, but it was the middle of the day, a weekday, because Graham wasn't there. She had to be at work. So who's going to be home? How many doors am I going to need to knock on? Or I can go run back to Aunt Judith's, which was far from, I mean, with the sibling not able to breathe, it was far, right? So I opted to do that. I didn't know what else to do. So I ran away from the basketball players, and I ran so fast. I ran so freaking fast. And I got up the stairs and I busted in the door, and I'm like to Aunt Judith, I'm like, call 911. So and so isn't breathing. And the Aunt Judith is like, where is that? Where is, that sibling? And I said, at the slides. And I didn't wait. I just turned right back around and I hightailed it again right back to where the sibling was. And by the time I got there, they were breathing. I was sure that I was going to come back and that sibling wouldn't be alive. I was absolutely sure of it, because what had happened was she got the wind knocked out of her hard. And I didn't know what that meant. I had no idea. So I didn't even know that that was a thing. So in my little 11-year-old mind, without that knowledge, them trying to get a breath and not able to, I can't breathe. Like, yeah, I didn't think I was going to come back to them alive. And I remember Aunt Judith running. I was already there with a sibling, but she ran up, and then I remember hearing the sirens and an ambulance, seeing an ambulance. I remember them getting her down. I remember seeing the bruise on her back, and it was so big. It was the biggest bruise, and it was so deep and dark already, and it had just happened. So it was bad, you know. And I remember her crying. And I remember being so relieved yet still so afraid, still, what did I do right? What did I do wrong? Like, would this have been my fault? Is it my fault? Like, all these things that, kids do. And then these basketball players came walking up as they're getting the sibling into the ambulance. And they come up to me and they're like, we're so sorry. It is April Fool's Day. We thought it was a joke. And I was 11. And I didn't cuss. Because if I had cussed in front of the maternal figure or the faux father, I would have gotten my mouth slapped. Or soap in the mouth, or various other things. So I looked at him, and I remember just being so angry. Like, and I said, fuck you. And I turned around and walked away. I wanted to hit this, early 20s man at 11 years old. But I was just so disgusted that somebody would think that somebody would joke about something like that. I haven't been able to celebrate since. It's a massive trigger day for me. So I'm keeping myself super busy today. I'm going to go work. Still working on the packing. I did the entire bathroom last night after I worked. So it's coming along. Lots and lots of jobs. Job applications out. I'm calling today for a ton of housing But I get, on top of April 1st being super triggering, it's also like countdown time. Like, okay, it's April, you got to be out in April. Even though I've got a couple weeks, a little more than a couple weeks. So it's still super scary. It's super, like, I go to the point where it's pure exhaustion. Like, I have to lay down or I'm just going to pass out. And it's really hard because I still don't feel right and I'm still bleeding, which is insane. I am pretty sure that I had one rupture, one of the fibroids. I was just sitting here and it felt like when I had the biopsy, and I like clutched my abdomen and I'm like, I was pretty freaked out for a second there. I'm like, am I gonna have to go to the hospital, to the emergency room? Went to the restroom and yeah, something happened. So I go in on Friday for them to put the IUD in, and I'll let the gynecologist know, I've been bleeding the whole time, even though I've been on the pill. And I'm pretty sure I had a fibroid rupture. I'm gonna see if they can do a ultrasound, see what they could see. So there's that. And I've never had an IUD, so I've heard that they can cause a lot of discomfort and pain when they're first put in. So, yay! God. So yeah, just keeping on, and fingers crossed, and thankful for, so incredibly thankful for those that are surrounding me and loving me, my chosen family. So grateful. So anyway, that's my story. If you're gonna do April Fool's, jokes and tricks and whatever, cool, but never joke about something like these guys thought I was joking about, because that's just sick. And I don't want it to perpetuate like this idea in people's heads that people would joke about that. So anyway, regarding the TikTok ban, I don't know if that's gonna happen or not. I'll do another video before, what is it, the 5th or something, to kind of explain things. But if it goes away again forever or for a period of time, please, please, please check out Real Time Healing from Narcissistic Abuse on YouTube. That's my channel. You can find me at Jaren Kelzer. That's JarenKoelzer 1994 on YouTube. And that's where I'll continue to post. Make sure you like and subscribe, please. And I will see you guys soon. You guys take care of each other. Take care of yourselves. See you later. Bye, guys.